Hey, it's Marin, and today I'm going to be talking about the new moon in Virgo happening on August 31st at 6:36 a.m. Eastern Time, where I am here in New York, so you can change the time according to your time zone on Earth. First off, there is so much Virgo in this new moon. I'm here for it. Let me know below if you're a fan of Virgo energy or if it's not something you get along too much with. There's a lot of Virgo going on. Mercury, Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, all within 9 degrees of each other in Virgo, with the sun and the moon right on top of each other, because it is a new moon where the sun and the moon are conjunct. But there's 5 planets in Virgo right now, and since new moons are times of new beginnings and planting seeds, starting something from the ground up, this is asking us to be detail-oriented and meticulousness in wherever this is hitting in our personal chart, which I will get into at the end of the video. And with Virgo, it's really important to use that critical energy. Be critical, but don't be micromanaging. And come from the criticism and come to the criticism and come to the nitpickiness. That has a negative connotation, but it doesn't have to if we come from a place of love and from not having to be perfect, but for honestly wanting to make things the best that they can be and not having an expectation, but knowing that we can do better than we have before. These Virgo planets will be trine to Uranus, which is a great aspect of easily upgrading to something new or a new perspective coming without too much effort. There's harmony to the order that we're taking on. There will be trines to the Capricorn planets as well, of Saturn and Pluto and the South Node there. So this is grounded, responsible energy. We want to hit the ground running in a long-term sustainable way, and wherever we're beginning to be more detail-oriented. The square to Jupiter and Sagittarius from all the Virgo planets indicates an excited optimism, and generally squares to Jupiter, even though they're squares, are really positive aspects of getting that tension that leads to such expansive optimism here. But do watch out though with squares to Jupiter of not being overly optimistic or promising more than you can actually put forth in whatever area of life that you're pursuing this project in. Neptune and Pisces will be opposite the planets in Virgo, which does lead a more nebulous, delusional tendency here. Just watch out for being delusional or getting too in over your head, and be honest when you don't have all the details yet. This isn't really a time to make huge permanent decisions or sign contracts. Not a time to put something like into stone that you don't have, that you would need to feel out a bit further, because this is more of a time to do something that isn't really pertinent on facts. It's more a time to clean or organize, maybe physically, maybe literally your house, or maybe like an area of life. The time to organize and clarify, to start a new dedicated regime, because that doesn't require that you need a completely clear end goal or recipient. It just means that you have to be rooted in your power, because with Neptune oppositions, there can be a guise or a haze between us and the reality of what the output or the recipient is. So by focusing it on what you can do rooted in your power, and not focusing on outcomes or not focusing on trying to make things perfect for someone, there's less of the chance of that delusion actually coming forward. So clean and organize either your house, if it's hitting your house, about your house, if it's hitting your 4th house, which would only be Gemini's, but clean and organize whatever house it's hitting for you. It's a new beginning of orderly honesty, even if you aren't clear on all the details or what it might quite look like yet. So now getting into what this will look like for each of our rising signs. If you are an Aries rising, this will be happening in your 6th house of health, care, and daily routine. If you are a Taurus rising, this will be happening in your 5th house of children, creativity, or romance. If you are a Gemini rising, this will be in your 4th house of home, family, and property. If you are a Cancer rising, this will be in your 3rd house of children, short-term travel, and communication. If you are a Leo rising, this will be in your 2nd house of finances or possessions. If you are a Virgo rising, this will be in your 1st house of self and self-identity and physical body. If you are a Libra rising, this will be happening in your 12th house of hidden matters, psychology, introspection, spiritual practices. If you are a Scorpio rising, this will be in your 11th house of friends, networking, and socializing. If you are a Sagittarius rising, this will be in your 10th house of career and public image. If you're a Capricorn rising, this will be in your 9th house of foreign travel, long distance travel, higher education, or spiritual philosophy or religious studies. If you are an Aquarius rising, this will be happening in your 8th house of shared finances or joint income. And if you are a Pisces rising, this will be in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. So I would love to hear from you below any new beginnings that you all are embarking on. Leave a comment with how this is affecting you and what you're expecting. I would love to hear that. I do private consultations at the link below, so if you found this helpful, I would love to read for you. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you in the next video.